Oh, it's cold. Hi, welcome to this rather chilly Garden Guns. What are we here to talk about today? We are here to talk about this. This is my HW40 pneumatic air pistol. I wanted to put this video out before I put any other videos out because I wanted to sort of do it on the back of the HW44 video. I shot this a couple of weeks ago, this video, but when I was editing the footage months ago, I didn't like what I'd done, so I thought I'd have another crack at redoing it. So hopefully this will be a little less waffly and quite a bit quicker because there's a certain nip in this air. So the other thing I'd like to apologise is if there's a little bit of fluttering from the gazebo. Once again, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take this down. I think it is rather annoying, and it's one of the problems I've got with the videos at the moment. It keeps coming out with quite a lot of cracking. But anyway, let's get on with it. The HW40. This is a pneumatic air pistol in 177. And what does pneumatic mean? Well, basically it means that there's a cylinder inside, a compression cylinder inside the actual workings of the pistol. And when you cock the pistol, which I'll show you in a minute, you compress air inside that cylinder, effectively making it almost like a pre-charge. And when you pull the trigger, that air is released and it pushes the pellet down the barrel. That's a really basic way of describing it, but yeah, my understanding of it is much better than that anyway. So the HW40 is a polymer-based pistol. As you can tell, it sort of looks, fairly like a real steel version of a modern pistol. Even down to the detailing with it's got effectively a fake magazine release, fake solid release. The hammer is fake, and fake ejection port as well. One of the nice things about this pistol is this. This is an automatic safety, which I will talk about when I show the cocking a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of that. What else? The trigger on this pistol is one of the highlights as far as I'm concerned. Wait for the gust to go through. I apologise, once again, I can't do anything about the weather. The trigger is one of the highlights on this pistol. It's got a really nice two-stage trigger. When I got the pistol originally, the guy that had owned it before had dialed out the first stage effectively and had a really light second stage. You literally just had to breathe on the thing and it Pindy Watts, fired off and went down range. It was not nice. So I've basically readjusted the trigger, got the second stage back in, and now I've got a really nice first stage, second stage, put the first stage back in. I've got a really nice first stage that comes up against a nice stop, and then it's a nice gentle, almost just a click, and you get a really smooth release. And that's the bonus about a a pneumatic air pistol, is the fact that there is no real recoil. It's, if there's anything to say, you'd really have to be pushed to say it has got this, but there is the really tiniest little bit of muzzle flip. It's nothing really to speak of, but that's about it. The firing cycle is so smooth and so benign, it makes shooting this pistol incredibly easy. The grip also, the general overall ergonomic feel of the pistol aids that. You've got a really nice solid sort of two-handed stance on it, or you've got, if you're free-handing it, you've got a really nice sort of, a really nice grip for I'd say an average size hand. I've got a reasonable sized palm with short stubby fingers, sausage fingers, so my fingers are not that big. So I have no problems with this. I've chronographed this already. I was going to do the chronograph bit on video, but I think it'd just make it too long. Anyway, I chronographed this and it's pushing sort of 2.1 to 2.2 foot-pounds at around about 370 feet per second with these RWS Hobby. They are 7 grains and they are flatheads. And the reason for flatheads, I find when you're shooting effectively faux target pistol, when you're shooting a little air pistol and you're shooting targets, those flatheads, especially on a slightly card style target like the one I use, they make a really nice crisp round hole when they go through that target. So yeah, it's satisfying, I find. Right, what I'm going to do is nip down range. I'm going to set up the target, I'm going to come back, I'm going to show you the cocking and the loading of this, and then we're going to shoot a quick 5-shot group, and then I'm going to come back and have a quick summing up. So I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. Right, okay, let's do the shooting bit. Finally, I've done this so many times today. I've been using RWS Hobbies, flat nose and 7 grains, and I've just not been able to get this to group, and I thought it was me. We'll find out, it probably is me, but I've switched to Air Arms Diablo fields, and the interesting thing about that is I've got 2.62 foot-pounds and 375 feet per second with the Diablo fields, and the RWSs, which are lighter, they're at 7 grains, the fields are at 8.4. The RWSs we're doing 2.1 foot-pounds, 2.2 foot-pounds and 375 feet per second. So I would say, let's see what happens with the accuracy. I would say that this pistol looks as though it prefers Diablo fields. Let's see. Right, loading the pistol. Pull the fake hammer towards the back, it releases the top slide. Pull the top slide all the way to the front. There's a hiss as the air enters the piston. Grab your choice of pellet. Make sure it's the right way round. The barrel is full length in the top here. Well, full length, just a little bit. You've got the breech in here, and just drop the pellet into the top, and this is the major issue. Grab hold of the top slide. I use the heel of my palm, the heel of my palm, keeping my fingers well out the way, and then just push down on the top. That last little bit requires quite a lot of effort, and if you're struggling, I suggest resting the muzzle on a beanbag or something, and the butt of the grip on a flat surface, just so that you've got a little bit of extra resistance, so you can really push down on that top slide to get it to make. One of the nice things is, as I said already, about the automatic safety. For the new shooter and those that are learning trigger discipline, that last little push down, I would be worried that maybe a finger might find its way towards the trigger and just brush the trigger slightly with that last bit of effort, and therefore having a negligent discharge. The automatic safety removes that problem. This gun isn't going to fire, providing the safety's working. This gun isn't going to fire until you switch the safety off. But that should never. You should never rely on the safety. The old saying goes, this is my safety. In theory, if your finger is nowhere near the trigger, the gun can't go off. Although Alec Baldwin might disagree with that. Anyway, right. Let's see how we do. Let's see if I can get this to group now. So, Diablo fields, 8.4 grains, 10 meters. Fingers crossed. I'm going to speed this bit up. Okay, I think that's 5. Let's go and see how I've done. Right now, so I've just had to check the footage because I thought, damn it, I've only shot 4 shots and I've got 1 flyer in that, which is the second shot, as it turns out, from the footage, which is that one there, and that's like, you know, massively outside. I can only assume that's me, because apparently, and I will recheck again, but I think that's 4 shots in there, which, okay, you know, I'm using a rest. We're not here to judge how good a pistol shooter I am. I'm not. I'm a bad pistol shooter. I love shooting pistols. They're great fun, but my technique is just appalling. I'm not very good. I've not really, yeah, certainly not really had any coaching on it or anything along those lines. I just, you know, go down the bottom of my garden and, you know, shoot tin cans with them and have fun. But anyway, finished with the excuses now. So that is, as far as I'm aware, and I will recheck again, but I think that's 4 shots in that one little bit there. You know, which is what I expect from this pistol. I know how well this pistol groups when I've been when I've used it rested on the bench with a tripod at 10 meters. This pistol, you know, to be fair, actually, that 4-shot group is probably one of the best I've shot, bar the flyer. There's always a one flyer. You know, freehand, I've also, you know, I've shot pistol targets at freehand at 6 yards in my garage, you know, and this pistol, without a shadow of a doubt, really compliments me, you know, makes me look way better than I truly am. I tell you what, I'm just going to stop there. I'm going to come back. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm just going to grab something out of the office. Well, conservatory. Back. Right. Got my notes. So, retail for this. I found the HW40 online for 144 quid. Yeah, average price. Its main competitors, as far as I'm concerned, well, its main competitor, as far as I'm concerned, is probably the Gammo PR45, and I found that for £120 online. And then you've got the Gammo Compact, which is the PR45, but with a proper target pistol style grip. And then up from there, you've got the Webley and Scott Electo. And I found that on, well, the recommended retail price from Webley on that is $259.99. You know, why people don't just say £260 just does do my head in a little bit, you know. But anyway, yeah. So the Electo is a huge step up from the HW40 in terms of price. The Electo is a really, really nice pistol from the small exposure I've had to it. What's really cool about the Electo, though, is the ability to vary the power levels depending on how many compression strokes you do. I think it goes something like, you know, 1.5 to 3 to 3.5, and then it does 4 to 4.5 foot-pounds. So you can get up there with the Electo. And it's also got once again, it's got more of a target style grip to it. Having said that, if I remember correctly, the Electo is sort of significantly heavier than the HW44, which is why we're now back into sort of Gammo territory. And what we're doing is we're talking here a difference between £24 between the base level Gammo PR45 and the HW40. And hands down, the HW40, in my opinion, beats the Gammo. The Gammo is good, and, you know, I'm not saying that the Gammo isn't good, but the HW40 has got fabulous fibre optic sights, which I've already mentioned. The Gammo, or at least the PR45s that I've seen, don't. The trigger on the HW45 is really good. I shot the Gammo Compact. The trigger was an utter disappointment to me. I think, you know, for all of the really nice sort of the target style grip that you have on the Gammo Compact, the ergonomic grip on this is, you know, it's missing that palm shelf, but it's acceptable, more than good enough. But the trigger on the HW40 really, really puts everything else into the shade. And as I keep harping on, I really love these True Glow style sights, these fibre optic sights. Shouldn't really, air quotes, annoying. That's going to annoy some people. But anyway, what else can I say about this? So, I mentioned, if you notice, I might be in a slightly different attire. The weather's slightly different. I shot the first half of this video yesterday, and then I shot the initial groups with these RWSs. This pistol did not like the RWSs. I thought it was me, and until I tried these Diablo fields literally 10 minutes ago, and I was like, oh my god, what a difference. So I chronographed them and everything. Once again, it's a great example of finding the right pellet for your air gun, day and night. Yeah, really a huge difference. And now on to the main reason I wanted to run this video into the back of the HW44. Whereas I found, or I had a real issue with the HW44 in terms of where it sort of fitted in, I couldn't fault the HW44 as a piece of equipment. It's a very good, albeit slightly heavy, nose heavy pistol, pre-charged pistol. It's phenomenally expensive, and I found the price that you have to pay for the 44, I just really struggled to see its place in the market. Whereas the HW40 is polar opposite to that. For £144, and I think I got this for £100 with somebody had made a really nice wooden box for it. I know you can probably find them cheaper in other shops, but this. It was a very well looked after pistol, and had a really nice case, and I was happy to pay the £100 for it. This for the money, the HW44 for what you pay for it, I don't think it can be beaten. If you're looking for a pistol to do a bit of target shooting with down the club or in the back garden, or even in the house, so if you've got the space in the house and you've got a room that you can put a decent backstop into and put get a pellet catcher, you could easily shoot this indoors, shooting down the room away from the door, so if anybody was to come in you don't accidentally shoot them. But you could easily shoot this indoor with a reasonable backstop, giving you the ability to do a little bit of plinking inside or maybe in the garage, which is where I use it during the winter when the wind's blowing, the rain's pouring, and otherwise you can't really get out to the range or into the garden to scratch that itch when you just need to shoot. And for £144 new, I just don't think you can do better. I think that this is a phenomenal little piece of kit. It's accurate, it's a pleasure to shoot, albeit that little last bit of that cocking cycle, that's quite a bit of effort. And I would suggest before you buy it, you try that in the shop, just to make sure that you can do it and you're not going to struggle. Because I would hate for you to buy one of these on the back of you seeing this, take it home and find that after a couple of shots you really aren't enjoying the cocking cycle. I don't have a problem with it. I'm quite lucky in that respect. Most people I don't think would, but I would hate it if you were that 1 or 2% of people that might it might really put you off. So try it out in the shop before you actually go through and spend your hard-earned cash, if you find yourself that way inclined, or you're looking for something that you can shoot in the garage or in the shed or in the spare room over winter. And this is what you're looking at. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long. Keep an eye out. I've already recorded some other videos that I'm going to upload on the run up towards Christmas. But in the meantime, stay safe and cheers. Take it easy.